30, 30, 30, 30, 30.
30 things to do before you turn 30.
Oh yeah!
We're almost 30.
Today we're going to see how chocolate is made. We are accompanied by one of the leading chocolatiers in Northern Virginia.
Oh, you're talking about me? I went to culinary school, learned a little bit about chocolate. I've been working at a chocolate themed restaurant for about the past 5 years. So that is where I really started to learn about chocolate. Today we ventured out to a local cocoa plantation here in Quepos, Costa Rica, and we got to actually see the start to finish process of a cocoa pod. So the cocoa pod, they're usually turned like yellow or like a nice orange when they're ready to harvest. A little fun fact about cocoa pods is they actually grow on the trunks of the trees rather than the branches. It takes about 3 to 5 years to start producing cocoa pods once the actual seed is planted.
Cacao pods are actually pollinated by mosquitoes, so pretty cool. Think about that next time you swat a mosquito.
When you have the cocoa pod, they crack it open, and inside is like this weird, like super sticky kind of pulp that actually kind of tasted like a lychee. So inside it, there's the cocoa bean, and it's actually very soft. And they're actually purple, which I didn't know that. So once they like clean those off, they roast them, and then they start to dry them out. Then from there, you can crack them open, and that inside is the cocoa nib. Cocoa nibs is before it's like turned into chocolate. So very like bitter flavor profile, kind of nutty, surprisingly delicious.
It's good for aging. Look, I've eaten about a dozen of them. I feel like I've turned back time.
In like larger like chocolate factories, when they get the cocoa bean, they have these like little like assembly tables and then it like cleans off all the debris for you. Here in Costa Rica, where they do everything very authentically, they actually like take up like 2 bowls, and like as he's like pouring from one bowl to the other, he's like blowing all of the debris into into the air, obviously. Then I got to be a volunteer. You must have known clearly that I was a pastry chef. I got to grind down the bean. So when you're grinding down the bean, it turns to this like really like sticky paste. You could tell there was like a lot of fat. So the fat found in cocoa beans is the cocoa butter. So then they like grind down the chocolate, and then from that they press it, and then they extract the cocoa butter and the cocoa liquor, and then they're ready to make chocolate. Chocolate's a lot like coffee or wine. It's actually a very long process to even go from the cocoa pod to producing chocolate. They are actually saying that chocolate could be extinct by the year of 2050, which terrifying. I know, it's only about 28 years from now. Actually about as long as David's been alive. Hopefully that's not true. So one thing that we did get to try today was the drink of the gods. And this is when way back in the day, before they were actually making chocolate, they would make this chocolate drink, which they consider like an absolute delicacy. And all it was the cocoa bean grinded down in hot water. And then they would add some spices and stuff to make a little batters, like chili powder, maybe like some pepper. Surprisingly, way better than I thought it was gonna be. It's not the hot chocolate that you and I are accustomed to, because there was no sugar in it. At this plantation, they also grow sugar cane. They harvest it, and then when they're ready to juice it, they just find all of these eager children, because children are like so obsessed with sugar. They have these children run around in a circle, and they push this wooden thing, and then once it gets going, they put the sugar cane through the grinder, and then it just presses it and juices it. We picked up some of this delicious organic. It's a 70% dark chocolate with cocoa nibs, my favorite. But the easiest way to distinguish between good quality chocolate and not so good quality chocolate is just by reading the ingredient list. So for dark chocolate, it should only be 3 ingredients. Organic cocoa mass. Cocoa mass is cocoa paste and cocoa butter. Organic sugar, and this one does have cocoa nib. Where if you compare it to a not so quality chocolate label, look at that ingredient list. It's like a mile long. Let's open this up and try it out, shall we? Oh, a golden ticket. Look at that beautiful shine. Then you listen for that nice snap. Did you hear it? So nice snap, beautiful shine. It's not streaky. Oh, I taste that cacao.
Now I, and also you, know how chocolate is made. So I crossed that off my 30 by 30 list. Cheers. Cheers.